Hi guys, Christian here from the MCI Trading Academy, bringing you a fresh stock market analysis outlook for the week ahead. And what a week we are going to have, guys. We're going to have one of those make it or break it weeks for the stock market that will shape up how the stock market will perform going into the year end. So loads of things to discuss in today's video. Make sure you watch until the end. And if you do like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up and also share this with anyone else that may find it useful. And just before I start, guys, if you are new to trading or you've been trading for a while and you are struggling with being profitable or consistently profitable, we can help you become a professional profitable trader with our one-to-one mentorship courses. To find out more about the courses we offer, head over to our website, mcitradingacademy.co.uk, go to the mentoring section, and here you can find out more about the trading courses we offer and what they cover. Let's start off by looking at the economic calendar, guys, and we have some crucial data to watch out for this week, guys. Some very important news announcement coming out this week, starting with Tuesday, the CPI data in the US, the inflation data. And guys, this is one of the most important things to be aware of this week, guys, the inflation data. Now, if the inflation number comes in hotter than expected, higher than 8.1%, I expect a big downside in the stock market, a big crash in the stock market this week. However, if the inflation data comes in less hotter than expected, less than 8.1%, then that should give us some fuel for a big relief rally this week. Next, we have some more CPI data coming on Wednesday in the US, not market moving, but something to be aware of. And then on Thursday, we have retail sales in the US. Now, retail sales together with the CPI data on Tuesday, that will pretty much shape up how the stock market will will perform going into year end, guys. Those two economic news will pretty much make it or break it for the stock market this week. So make sure you are aware of them. Make sure you watch them because they are crucial in the stock market this week. Now let's head over to the charts and let's start off by looking at this chart over here. This is the US 500, the S&P 500 on a daily time frame. And I just want to start off with this level right here that we discussed last week, guys. Now we were spot on with the analysis that we've done last week. And if you haven't watched that, make sure you go and watch it because there was some very useful content that we provided last week. And we did discuss last week that if we are to hold this level here, then we are going to see a decent bounce. And that's what happened. We held this level, we consolidated above here, above and around this level, and then we saw a decent bounce coming on the second part of the week. Now, we are at a critical level, guys, here. We are at a critical level and we need to be aware of what can happen next. Now, what I've done here, now we previously discussed that we are in a bear market, and in bear markets we have bear markets rallies. Now, in the past, okay, every time we had a rally, okay, we drew up this trend line here, and every time it came up, every time price came up to the trend line the third time, we had a big move to the downside. You can see here, big move to the downside. Here again, when price came first, second, the third time, well, consolidated here for a bit, and then a big move to the downside, creating a lower low. Now here, if we drew the trend line again, we are right here on the third touch to this trend line. Now I know we opened above this overnight, however this can be just a fake out and we can easily go back below the trend line at some point today and then move lower, creating a lower low and perhaps even a bigger lower low here overall. So guys, something to make sure to watch out for this week. Now on the other side, if we are going above this level and we see some continuation. So we see a close above and then a continuation higher, then we can easily go up and make a new higher high here. So that's why inflation data will pretty much decide how this will play out. I can see that I can pretty much see that on Monday we can pretty much either stay here or move slightly lower, just waiting that inflation data, and then when the inflation data comes in, then we're moving higher or lower depending on what the result is. Moving on, let's look at UK 100. And guys, we were spot on with the analysis that we've done last week on this. Spot on. And if you did catch the buy from all the way down here, congratulations, because we had a big move here. Again, if you haven't watched the video, I'll put a link in the description below. Make sure you go and watch it, because we were spot on with the analysis that we've done here. And we provided this live in the video that we've done. So I really hope you did catch that. Now guys, here we are entering into some sort of narrowing channel. As you can see here, we bounced off this daily IC, and now we are going higher, trying to retest this upward trend line here. Now in my opinion, what I'm expecting to happen, I'm looking for price to come back into this 2-hour IC, consolidate here, and I'm looking to take a short going back to retest this trend line here. Now if we do see the price going higher than this and perhaps breaking outside this the narrowing channel, then I'm expecting this liquidity to be taken out from here. But unless that happens, then I'm looking for a short coming into this 2-hour IC. So let's see how this will pan out for this week. Next, the DAX, the Germany 40. And again guys, we smashed this out as well. Price came perfectly into this daily IC, and we saw a big push up from here. We saw some consolidation and then a big push up from here. Now we are at a critical level, and as you can see guys, if you look at the 1-hour IC here, price is right into this 1-hour IC as it stands. So if you look at, if we start off with the 8-hour time frame, we can see that we had the POS, we have a break of structure to the upside. So now we are back to being bullish on here, short term anyways. I mean, if you look at the weekly time frame, and if we just take out all the joints for a second, can we see here that we had a lower low, we had a lower low, and we had another lower low here. So what are we expecting here? Well, I'm expecting for price to push into this weekly IC and then consolidate here, and perhaps we see new lower lows. Now if we go above and we have a break of structure here, then we are back to being bullish on a higher time frame, and that should shape out how this year end will perform. But unless that happens, we are still overall bearish on here. Now what I'm looking out on here is I'm looking to see a reaction from perhaps this 1-hour IC at some point in the next couple of hours or today. Now if price decides to go higher than this, then I'm expecting price to come into this 4-hour IC, where I'm looking to take a short all the way to retest those lows here. Again, that all depends on the CPI data, guys. If that comes in less hotter than expected, then this can easily move out higher. Now remember what we predicted a couple of weeks ago. Now we did predict this big move down here. Again guys, if you haven't watched our past videos, make sure you go back and watch it. Now what will happen is that we may be retesting this at some point, especially if the CPI data comes in less hotter than expected. So this will be crucial here, because if we'll be retesting this and then break this trend line here, then retest, then I can see higher highs coming, and again that will very well boding well with breaking the structure on the weekly time frame. So very crucial on that. Next, let's look at US 30. Now US 30, it's at a critical level. We've broken this trend line a couple of weeks ago. Now we are retesting the trend line that we broke, and we are right in this 4-hour IC here. Now guys, remember this, we still have we have this 15 minutes IC that we discussed on previous videos, or I think 2 weeks ago. If you haven't watched it, make sure you go and watch it, because this is a very important level here. I hope you still have that on your charts. So if price may come back here, consolidate, and see a big move down. However, we are at the critical level here. So if we start seeing some break of structure on a smaller time frame, then we can go short here, perhaps retesting those lows in here. Again, remember guys, I'm aiming for 30,800 as a target to go long here, fully long. Okay, so it will be into this daily IC here. So at the moment we haven't got that, we got close to it, so that's why I'm still expecting price to move lower in the coming weeks, but we have to wait and see how that will shape up, all depending again of the CPI data. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, to see price moving higher ahead of the CPI data, to suck in some more buyers, perhaps coming to this 8-hour IC, consolidate here ahead of the CPI data, then we see a big push down. That is also a possibility, guys, so make sure that you are also prepared for that. Next, we got the US 100, guys, and the US 100 again is at a critical level. On the weekly time frame, if we just take out all those joints for a second, now we've made a lower low, and then we haven't made out a lower low over here, now suggesting that if this is the higher low, we can perhaps get a higher high in the next coming weeks, again all depending on the CPI data. Now if we are to look at what's showing up on the charts on a daily time frame, I'm looking for price to push up higher. So last week we did have push up as we predicted. Now this trend line is useless at this point, and we still left this IPA here from the big drop that we had 2 weeks ago on that Friday. Now what I'm looking for, to be honest, is I'm looking for price to either fill this IPA here all the way up and come into this 8-hour IC here, while I'm expecting to see some consolidation, and perhaps I can get a short to make a new lower low again, and then if not, we perhaps can get into this 15 minutes IC that we have here and then get a short. If price moves through this 15 minutes IC and then through this 8-hour IC here, then obviously higher highs are coming. So we'll be adjusting for that, but in my opinion, I think we'll still be retesting those lows in the next coming weeks. Again, it just all depends on that CPI data, so let's wait and see. US 500, something to watch out for in here. Now we have some critical levels here, some critical levels being 4,160 to 4,200. Now this is a very critical point, guys. Here we have the upper expected move for the week, we have the upper expected move for the month, and we have an IC that was left here on a daily time frame. So I wouldn't be surprised for price to come back here, just maybe touch this or consolidate this, and then move lower to make a new lower low or retest those previous lows here. Okay, so that's something to be aware of, guys. This is a crucial level. Now we cruise through this, we go above this level, then we'll be retesting this trend line here, and pretty much we'll be heading higher to make a new higher high. So again, this week, the data this week will decide which way this goes, so make sure you're aware of that. Next, the VIX. Now the VIX guys has been dropping quite severely over the past week, suggesting there's less fear in the market. Now that can also prepare us for a lot of fear to come in this week, especially as CPI data comes in. But for now, if VIX keeps coming out lower and we have 2 gaps here to fill, then that will certainly provide some fuel for the stock market to go up. So watch the VIX, watch those highs here. There's a lot of liquidity sitting around above those highs here, so I wouldn't be surprised for price to either come in and take those highs here. So we may see a move down and then go and target those highs here, those liquidity that is resting above here. So something to think of. for this week. Next, the US dollar, the DXY. We finally had a pullback in the dollar, guys. Now we've discussed this over the last couple of weeks, and we were overextended here in the dollar, and we need to have a push down. Now we can see, firstly, we cleared the liquidity that was resting above here, and then we had a push down. Now, to be honest, what I'm looking for in here, I'm looking for a number of things. I'm looking for either price to coming into this 8-hour IC or to this daily IC. As long as price comes in either of those ICs and then pushes up higher, then I'm expecting higher highs to happen, which will put a lot of pressure on the stock market. However, if we do lose those two levels, then we'll have a break of structure, and at that point we'll be looking for lower lows and lower highs in the US dollar, which will provide some fuel for the stock market. So important levels to watch this week to see how those will shape out. Next, we have gold, and guys, we're spot on again with the analysis that we've done on gold. We were expecting a bounce from this level here, and we did get a bounce. Now guys, we are overall here, we are targeting those highs here around 1800. Okay, so far everything's going as planned, and as the US dollar is pushing down, this will provide some more fuel for gold to push up higher. However, just make sure you watch this level, because if at any point we lose this level, guys, okay, then we have to be careful, and probably will be retesting this weekly IC here. So something to watch out for. Be careful on this, guys. Next, GBP USD, and we finally got our push up, guys. We've been consolidating here, and then got the push up going into end of last week, beginning of this week. Now again here, guys, I'm targeting for this daily IC here, where I will see some consolidation and then take a new take a sell position, going into targeting this liquidity to be taken out from here, and then into this monthly IC, where I'm looking to take long position, and that will be again a long-term long position. Just have to see how this plan out will play out. However, if we go and have a break of structure, then we have to reanalyze everything, and perhaps we'll be looking to add more as we make the higher low. Lastly, guys, we have Bitcoin, and Bitcoin seems to be getting a bit, which will bond very well with price coming in here. If we look at the weekly time frame, it seems like we'll be looking at a double bottom here. Now, if this is to play out, price will come in perfectly into this daily IC, where we're looking for shorts, targeting our final target, which is around 12,000 to 12,500. If we get this level, guys, this will be a nice buying opportunity going into and targeting those highs there. So it'll be a very long-term trade, but it should be a very profitable trade as well if it plays out as we are expecting it to. That's it from me this week, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our channel already, and make sure you check out our courses on our website. Thank you very much, guys, and I hope you have a great trading week.